I straight up don't consent to any insults, any watching of my content. If you watch any of my content, you don't have a license, I will DMCA you.
Mike, just own being fat. Look at Papa Gut.
What the f?
I would like him to come to TwitchCon and we'll see what happens.
Nothing screams that you're a tough guy, like you constantly saying that you can beat everybody up.
If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. Let me know.
This is a death threat.
You are literally selling out your own... That's sad.
He just wants to feel justified in being hateful of some non-white group. Uh-oh.
No!
Now that I've seen this video, I finally understand this joke. I think that this video might have convinced me this guy's a legit grifter.
That's a surprise with me, because I didn't think he would have a low emotional intelligence.
Oh my god, dude. This guy has no self-respect. Let's get this going. Rob's Media dropped this video about Mike from PA. You guys probably don't know who Mike from PA is. He's basically the guy that Hasan and iDubbbz and Frogan and that black guy Sean, they forgot to invite him for the photo op, but he was really happy about it. So that's it. He's an Ethan hater. So hey, let's do it, dude. I'm curious. Let's see what we got here on his rise to something. Let's go.
Mike!
Yeah. Mike! Do someone in the audience.
Mike!
Yeah.
Michael.
Me personally, I'm putting him in Love Sabra. Yeah.
All right.
Love Sabra.
Oh, there he is. There he is, guys. He looks like a roadie for a Dream Theater.
Sabra.
That's not even like an insult. That's just an observation. Dream Theater is fucking based.
Love Sabra.
Yeah.
I would put it down there.
Sit down.
He's never eaten Sabra in his life, dude. Oh my god, what a cool guy.
I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats.
I will...
Wow, what a transformation. What the hell? What is this what he used to look like?
What? I would like him to come to TwitchCon and we'll see what happens. I have enough... I could afford all the lawyers.
Mike, this is a
That's weird. Oh, look, another weird guy.
learning opportunity. That's okay. Hold on.
You don't know anything about politics! It's embarrassing! I'm talking to you! No, if you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know. You are, and this is no exaggeration, literally...
Oh, is that when he threatened Destiny's life? Is that what that is?
Selling out your own...
What?
Welcome back to Idiot Influencers. Today we'll be covering another Hasan Piker orbiter, Central Committee, aka Mike from PA. I've been vaguely familiar with Mike
Dude, it's just so weird seeing him in the past. He looks so different.
over the past year, but I started looking into him more following some ludicrous statements he made regarding Ethan Klein's content nuke on Hasan.
Yeah, I feel that. Listen, the war is boiling up. So Rob said, you know what? Let's go look into some side characters to get some of that money. And by the way, thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate it. All right, I love you so much. This is a great topic, right? I haven't seen any other like Michael from Pennsylvania. You know, what would you call this? Like video essays, I guess?
We'll get to that, but I think it's important we first look through his past controversies.
All right, let's do it, baby. Mike the White Knight.
Michael Byer is a 40-year-old failed politician who graduated from the University of Pittsburgh School of Law in 2013.
Damn, does PA stand for Pittsburgh? I thought it was Pennsylvania.
The next year, he decided to run for a U.S. House seat against a man named Justin Simmons.
He lost to this guy? Wow, that's really impressive. Okay.
Now, this election was personal for Mike, as his own mother, Karen Byer, had lost the 2010 election against Simmons.
Damn.
He wanted to avenge her in a
He just looks, he looks like you'd think he'd be like a conservative guy. What?
sense, even registering as a Democrat to do so. That's right, Mike used to register as a Republican, only switching to have a chance at beating Simmons.
Damn.
This
All right, I'm whatever. I feel like the Republican Party used to be like a little better. Like policy-wise, I never would probably agree with the Republican Party. But do you guys remember when Republicans were like, hey, we want lower taxes and less government control? Oh, yeah, I can feel that. Now they're like, hey, everything's a conspiracy. Like, you guys remember when John McCain, when there was that old woman, she went on stage and she was like, I don't like Barack Obama because he's a Muslim. And McCain's like, hey, chill out. Like, he's an American. We just have a difference in opinion. What happened to that? What happened to that, man? That's fucking crazy.
This election seemed heated, with Simmons questioning Mike's validity. I don't think he's a credible candidate. He's 30 years old, he's never had a job, and he has
True. Loser. Wait, really?
constantly lied about his occupation and his credentials and his occupation, and we have called him out on it. Now, Simmons is referring to the fact that Mike enlisted his occupation as a lawyer, despite never passing the bar exam.
That's a smart guy. Maybe he's just cosplaying.
The Pennsylvania Supreme Court tried to get him removed from the ballot over this.
It sounds like he should have gotten removed from the ballot over that. If, like, lying about his occupation. I don't know. It seems strange, but freedom of speech, I guess.
Seeing it as a sketchy way to add credibility to his campaign,
Yeah,
he only got away with it.
Especially since imagine calling yourself a lawyer to add credibility to yourself. I mean, don't lawyers literally exist to lie to you? Like, what the hell? I mean, listen. I'm sure everyone would be glad to have a lawyer on their side, of course, when shit hits the fan, so to speak. But still, lawyer. That's not exactly the nice. Come on, what do these guys do for a living? Lie.
Because his actions were viewed as a good faith mistake. Years later, he claimed that this was a mistake made by the Democratic Party.
Well, they put lawyer in my profession section. That's what that was on a petition.
Who's they? Like. What does that mean? They were just decided you're a lawyer? I don't get that.
And I didn't notice that until later. I talked to the Democratic Party. They were like, oh, that should be fine. And the Democratic Party paid for my court case. And we won at the appellate level. We won at the trial court level. We only lost at the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, which at the time was full of Republicans.
Okay.
And you know what happened? Nothing. I ended up winning the Democratic primary anyway.
Damn.
I'd believe.
They must have been fucking desperate. Oh my god.
Him, but that information was not mentioned in any of the articles I read on the situation. They painted as him trying to boost his credibility. Regardless,
I feel like he put that on there, and it wasn't true. And they're like, "All right, we're still gonna go for this guy because we think he's our best shot because somehow we have nobody else."
Simmons would win this election, with Mike only receiving 38.9% of the vote.
Damn.
Following his loss, Mike would begin forming his online presence. He would occasionally call into the Majority Report in 2016, soon becoming a producer for the show. It's unknown when he stopped working with them, but by 2019, he starts streaming more on Twitch under the Mike from PA persona.
I'm actually curious about that. I wouldn't doubt that Sam Cedar fired him, but they didn't want to make a big stink out of it, which is smart.
He began immersing himself in various leftist spaces.
Sam Cedar's actually pretty smart. He generally stays out of the drama side of political TikTok. Like he generally stays. I know that he's like on good terms with Hasan, but like that's the political drama side. Sam Cedar is the politics side. Hasan is the political drama side, and he does a pretty decent job staying out of that. So I wouldn't doubt that they had some kind of turbulent falling out. But he kept it tight because he didn't want to, attract any negative attention.
Is soon collaborating with the streamer Bad Bunny.
I think that's fine. So if a guy pays for my tab,
I think I'm getting your attention. I feel like I touched like a vampire touching holy water.
can I help you?
Well, I think they want to go in.
Okay.
I don't think you could produce a more embarrassing clip. No matter how much Mike would like you to forget it, this video will always be his legacy. Mike will continue collaborating.
I don't know, not anymore. Now his legacy is just being like an insane person.
With Bad Bunny, with some noticing his simple.
I feel like his whole thing now is just being like anti-Ethan, right? I'd at least like to be Uncle Ethan, right? Because I mean, I'm a boy. All right, dude. I believe in gender. All right, but and sex.
Behavior for her. It just comes across as creepy.
Oh wait, did he ever finish his 1,000 subs?
I don't know if does it come across as creepy. Like,
I will. What?
Can you hover hand me, please? Hover hand me, please.
No.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if this doesn't come off as creepy to me. This comes off as like some girl that's definitely leaning into the attention. It really comes off more as like pathetic because clearly the whole meme is that she's not interested, but he's still like they're still going on it. Like you know what I mean? She's using him for like attention. That's what it seems like to me from not knowing anything about it.
Get that here.
There's rumors that this guy left a previous relationship for this. And I hope they're not true, because this is brutal. Now I do want to preface that Bad Bunny is a very rude and abrasive person. She's an asshole. Though I don't feel bad for Mike, because he's in his mid-30s and should know not to hang out with her.
How old was she at the time? I'm curious about that. It comes up with some rapper or something, some music person, so I have no idea how old she is. I don't even know what the age difference is.
He did so anyways, most likely to get.
You don't think she's that hot? Well, I mean, isn't that the point though? Like, then she has that attainable look. Like, oh, she's not even that hot. Yeah, but for Mike, that would make her attainable. You know what I mean? That's like Sniper Wolf. Like people don't understand, like Sniper Wolf exists because she's like attractive to people, and you're like, well, she's not really that hot. Like that's the whole point. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, she's hot too. So a lot of people that because they're like, I could get her. It's the same thing as the Twilight girl, like Kirsten Stewart. I'm not saying she's hot, but like that role was that was created to see like girls can be like, I could be that. I could fit into this thing. You know, it's meant to be kind of like this almost attainable object, a little bit blank, a little hollow, not a lot of personality. That's kind of the whole point. You know,
gain connections within the BreadTube streamer space through her. Following that awkward clip, Bad Bunny spends the next few minutes insulting Mike with her chat, while he's just sitting there, completely cucked.
He's got super low emotional intelligence for whatever reason. That's what surprises me, because I didn't think he would have a low emotional intelligence.
Oh my god, dude. This guy has no self-respect. This is crazy.
For me? Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
That's not nice, dude.
So
we can see where the villain arc started, guys.
they're gonna be here in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Now for this next clip, I'm going to give a trigger warning for violent content.
Oh god, I'm sorry triggered, dude.
It's very graphic.
That just feels good. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It just feels good.
What did you just do?
That was so cringe. Bro, that was actually so cringe. That reminds me of the time when I was a kid, like so young. I had to be like maybe 13. I don't even remember. And I was at like a family member's house, and like I guess like a friend was over, and their daughter was over, and she was like my age. And dude, I actually hate myself. I don't even want to talk about this. This is so cringe, but I already started. I'm gonna finish it. I remember, dude, this is actually, I fucking hate myself. I remember thinking it would be cool if I punched a wall real hard, because that would show that. That would show how much of a fucking tough guy I was. So I just punched a wall. Mind you, I had ADHD and I was on like fucking Ritalin, okay? So I was a very weird kid, weirder than I am now. And I just punched the wall. I just stood there silently. And everybody just kind of looked at me for a few moments. And they just kind of continued on. Like we just moved on from that moment. Like instant regret when I did it. Like, damn. That's crazy. Oh my God. That was fucking crazy. It didn't work, by the way. It didn't work. So yeah.
Why is this couch now moved? Did you just hit the couch?
No, we just moved the couch back. I just nudged it. Oh shit, they're here.
God,
dude, that was the exact same thing that happened to him. He did this, and then he realized how cringe it was, and he's like, "Oh, let me move on from that."
That poor couch. I'm even allowed to show this on YouTube? Mike clearly did that out of anger, though he continued simping for her after that.
He might have done it out of anger. He also might have done it because he thought it would make him look tough, and then he realized after he did it that it was not. That was not the case, you know?
Yes, appearing in more streams.
Can you stop walking in my space?
Damn.
Okay, from now on, I need you to use one arm's length away from me. Put your arm out. If you can touch me, you're too close to me.
Okay. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore.
What are you gonna do? Continue to be annoying?
Stream. We got some chips. Change it over to Central Committee. Get some real viewers on it.
You would have to know how to function a piece of technology in order to do that.
Bad Bunny was clearly uncomfortable with Mike's touchiness.
Well, listen, I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, probably this whole thing, she's loving the attention. I feel like she's probably hamming it up so that she can make him look even dumber than he actually is, you know?
Mentioning this while discussing why she unmodded him from her Twitch chat.
Was there a slip up? Like where he messed up? Like, was there a mess up? It was more like a smattering of multiple mess ups that defined like more like 2 solid days of me pleading, please stop, that's bothering me. Finally resulting in me unmodding him in my chat, and then he said, oh my God, she's serious? Oh, 2 days later? That maybe I'm crossing her boundaries and making her feel uncomfortable.
I mean, I don't really feel that bad for her because she knows that she's stringing on like an absolute loser. It doesn't mean that like what he's doing is appropriate, but like it seems like this Mike from PA guy has some kind of clout attached to him. She's got him around for a reason. And you know what I mean? This is how these streamers like operate. It doesn't make it like okay what he's doing, but I'm just like I really don't feel bad for her for this.
Despite Bad Bunny clearly hating him, what truly started a rift in their relationship was when she started flirting with another guy on stream.
Oh no.
Mike got so pissed that he left their Discord server. Soon writing, I'm just single for the first time in a long time. Ending a long-term relationship is tough. Also, I'm just not used to doing this kind of stuff publicly, so I'm just not up for making myself the butt of jokes in this area right now. Maybe I'm just not cut out for any part of my personal life being public. Need to keep things very separate. I'm still learning. Dude, you never had a chance with her. This is like Chris Chan levels of delusion. Bad Bunny with...
Listen, bro, I think we've all been there before, where we thought we were kind of maybe a little more serious with the girl than we really thought. And you know what I mean? That's a formative experience for a young man. Although he's 30. Wait, hey, how old is he at this point? Is he 30 at this point? Wait, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I feel that when I was like 17, 18 years old. You know what I mean? But wait, is this guy 30 at this point?
Talk about this briefly on stream, and like a moth to a flame, Mike came crawling back.
That is a good question. How does this Mike guy have any fans? Like, he seems like super unlikable. Is it one of those things where like Russia pays conservatives and progressives? Because because they can sow division in the United States, so they pay some of like the dumbest progressives, or how does it work?
And it couldn't have happened at the worst time, with Bad Bunny getting into a massive controversy.
Damn.
How did my whole speech about how I need subs and to keep the stream going if you like the content, blah blah blah, how that results in 0 subs? There are regulars here. $5 a month. How do you have hours of time to watch me? And not...
I feel like I don't know who this... Like, I don't really know her. Was this her meme? Was like her whole thing being like kind of a piece of dog shit? Because then I guess this isn't such a big deal. I'm not that up on the lore. You know what I mean? Like, is that part of her meme of like, oh, it's only $5? You know what I mean? I have no idea.
Not $5. I don't know. What are you doing with your life where you have hours of time to watch Twitch and not $5 to provide for the content that you're watching? There are I have a wall of non-subs. This is fucking actually really heartbreaking because it's like people just really really don't respect me as a content creator.
True.
Obviously, that rant would get her into hot water, with many big YouTubers dunking on her for being an obnoxious piece of shit. Though not Mike, who just had to defend her.
Because nobody else gets called out like this. No man gets called out for this.
That's because dudes can't fucking play off the simp shit like that. That's why the guys get called out for this. They can't fucking pull it off.
Women get called out for this.
Only women get called out for... Get the fuck out of here. Dudes can't pull it off. Dudes can't pull off like that type of behavior. Guys will simp so hard. Like, dudes will simp so hard for girls. Like that. So they'll respond to some girl being like, you better give me $5 a month right now. Guys can't do that. Usually guys don't have simps like that. It doesn't work. The tactic is not there. What are you talking about, bro? Come on.
Women get called out for this.
And there's only 2 types of guys who would allow like a woman to be like, give me money now, or you're a fucking pathetic loser. And those are like losers or rich people. That like, right? It's like you're either this fucking absolute like dog shit loser that nobody fucking likes you at all, or you're like some CEO guy that wants to be paid to be degraded because you have too much control over your life. Those are the only 2.
So blatantly obvious. And the reason why this is getting retweeted and liked so much is because she's an attractive woman who didn't act like a nice person, which is what makes sexually frustrated incels angry.
True, dude. Are you one of them?
Woman not acting. Woman out of her place.
So basically what you're telling me is what the fuck is happening in the game right now? I'm like bugging out. So you're telling me that it's basically sexually frustrated simps versus sexually frustrated incels? Is that what you're telling me?
It's me mad.
Probably the most childish defense you can give. Oh, you criticized a woman?
True.
Incel, come check out this little incel over here. He must have taken this right from Casey Tron's rulebook. I just don't want to hear that word coming from this guy. It's like the pot calling the kettle black.
The thing is,
I feel like if I was some kind of weird reality TV like streamer, that's what I feel like all these people are back then. This was in the early days of YouTube. I would have tried to fuck Casey Tron. You know what I mean? Like now I'm a grown man with a wife. Thank God, because that might not have been my best days. But I feel like I would have tried, dude. I'm not saying that as like a brag or anything. I'm just saying that as like, shit, dude.
Wow, this only has 980 views, and it's from Dr. Disrespect, one of the biggest streamers on the platform, and nobody cares! It's almost like you're sexist! It's almost like you've been exposed right fucking now by me!
Ooh.
QED! End of debate!
Immediately after this, people started referring to Mike as a white knight, something he takes deep offense to while at the same time trying to play dumb.
Again,
What does that even mean?
At least he's not one of the scary knights, you know.
What does white knight even mean exactly?
The poor, like, pejorative meant to infer that the only reason that you would ever defend the actions of a woman, well, Mike, are because you crave a sexual experience with her.
That's so true.
You're protecting Milady in hopes that you might earn yourself into her good graces.
It sounds like one of the guys from Flight of the Conchords. Like, what's happening?
You know.
Is that how human sexuality works? I have never experienced that as how you get sex. I don't.
Well, that's because it's not successful for you. You're not very good at it. But yeah, that's would be a dating strategy for one of the nice guys. That's one of the things about this Mike from PA guy is he's a nice guy, right? There are people who are like legitimately nice people. They try to do nice things for people, blah, 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 blah. And then there are people like Michael from PA. It's their dating strategy. They hope to get some pussy by being a nice guy. And when it doesn't work out, they become what they actually are, which is like a piece of entitled dog shit. That's what they do. And they just start saying wild shit and crash out all the time.
I don't know.
Yeah.
For having such a horrendous take, Mike got a well-deserved punishment, getting mocked by one of the biggest YouTubers of all time.
Damn.
And then the Simps come to the rescue.
She's an attractive woman.
Oh,
who
for
didn't act like a
fuck's
nice person.
sake!
Did you say
Which is what
attractive?
makes
Sounds like he's taking it well, unironically, maybe.
sexually frustrated incels angry.
You notice the lack of eye contact, the lack of confidence, the slouchy posture. That's all. He hit all 3 simp marks right
I hit
there.
all the simp marks.
I'm getting your attention. I feel like I touched
During a stream from February 2020,
At least he has a little bit of a glow up from that older moment to this moment here. But then he kind of glows down a little bit. Oh, shit.
Mike begins actually sticking up for himself and calls out Bad Bunny.
Why are you intentionally hanging out with people that are mean to you, Mike?
Is he calling her out? What?
I'm not, you came to me!
Seems more like it's safe now, you know?
This is my Discord!
You're always in my life! You fucking DM me all the time! Bunny, can we hang out? Bunny,
Bunny, did I DM you today?
Yes, you DM'd me in the morning!
No, I did not!
I might be a convert.
Wow, you really won this debate, Mike. You didn't DM me one morning, maybe, according to your recollection.
You DM'd me, I left it on red, and then I stayed on my stream, and you came over here.
I give you a weird, like...
He finally got her back. He finally got her back, guys. This time she was interested. That was like when I was younger. I remember I dated a girl. And, oh, dude, I don't know why I talk about so many fucking embarrassing moments in my life today, but I dated this girl, and there was a time... This is so embarrassing. Hold on. There was a time in my life where, like, I wasn't very confident, you know, sexually and otherwise, okay? My first relationship didn't do a lot to build me up with my sexual confidence, so I didn't really do sex with girls. I would do other stuff, you know, with my mouth. So I dated this girl, and I remember I drove her up to her school a few hours away and helped her pack in and yada, 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 and then I stayed the night because she was my girlfriend, right? We were dating for like 3 months, and I wasn't supposed to stay over, you know what I mean? But I still did. And I remember after I did my thing, she told me she wanted to break up with me afterwards because she didn't want to be like tied down. And looking back, I know it's because I was kind of a fucking like weird loser who got attached too quickly. You know, I get that. So we kind of broke up, and I drove back home, and I was sad. I was kind of used to just bring her up there. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? And so a few months later, I had found some of my, I found some confidence, and you know what I mean? Like I was able to do it again. So God bless. And then we went on a date again, and we did stuff. And she's like, "Oh, you're so much better." And then I gave her HPV, and I never talked to her again. And that's not right to do that. But I didn't even know I had it in my defense. So basically, I'm just like Adam from Girls. You know what I mean?
Like sideways fucking face, and you're like, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" That was you last night. Don't even start. Don't even pretend you didn't go, "What's going on? Why are you making that face?"
But yeah, anyway, the point of that was that this was kind of like this.
What? Must have been someone else you were talking to, not me.
Sometime after this, he finally had enough and stopped being friends with her. I don't know for sure what his ultimate goal was of their friendship. Maybe love, maybe someone to...
Maybe his pee-pee could go coombs, you know? He could let out his wee-wee juice. That might have been what it is, dude. The 100%.
Collab with. When, in my opinion...
I need a button. I don't have 20 grand to drop on a fucking button, dude.
He did this to get himself known amongst other leftist streamers. Though he didn't become known in a good way, leading to years of humiliation.
Damn. Drama with Destiny and Vouch. Incredible.
Around the same...
Can I tell you something? I'm just going to admit this right now. I find it so funny when people make fun of me. Especially like on Twitter, I started posting clips and people literally people just call me slurs and it makes me laugh so much. I don't know what it is. It's just so preposterous and funny. Like somebody said call me like a fat F slur. It's funny. But the only thing, and I shouldn't even tell you this, the only thing that triggers me out of my fucking mind is when people say I sound like Vosh. That makes me so fucking angry. Like unironically, it makes me so goddamn angry. People are like, you sound just like Vosh. It pisses me off if you say it to be nice somehow. It pisses me off when you say it to be mean. It just fucking bothers the shit out of me. I'm just like, leave me the fuck alone, dude. That's terrible. What a terrible thing to say to somebody, you know? So it just bothers the fuck out of me.
At the same time, Mike was hanging out with Bad Bunny. He'd hop on streams with the liberal debater Destiny. Mike and Destiny started off with a cordial relationship, though that soon changed. Mike believes Destiny is a gateway to the alt-right, and Destiny believes Mike is a tanky. Now, I won't go over much of their debates because, frankly, they're kind of boring to me, but what caught my eye was this stream from February 2020 regarding that year's US Democratic primaries. Now, what you need to know is that Mike is a Bernie bro, and Destiny is big into supporting Biden and Pete Buttigieg. Destiny is reacting to a clip where Mike claims Pete is lying about being gay to grift.
I mean, I can easily defend the position that the DNC is implacably opposed to Bernie, and the timing of things has been at least interesting enough to comment on. And the other thing is like about Pete being ashamed that he's gay, something I said last night, which is obviously true because he remained in the closet until 2015.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because I don't think it was okay to get gay married till like 2016. Even like the leading Democrats were like, yeah, you know what? We don't think gays should get married. That's what they were saying. They were like, they can have a separate but equal union. You know, that's what they were saying. So it kind of makes sense that he would stay in the closet.
Which is an unbelievable thing for a political figure.
Why?
To remain in the closet.
A military guy from Indiana?
God damn it!
How fucking stupid would you have to be to say something like this?
He felt ashamed of his sexuality in 2015. He came out after the gay marriage decision in the Supreme Court. That's just an objective fact.
Now, what Mike said there is indeed not an objective fact. Pete came out of the...
What is his point that he's trying to make? Is he trying to... oh, right. I think we already know. His point was that he wasn't really gay or something. What?
The closet 10 days before the Supreme Court.
Even today, like it's you're gonna have a hard time winning like the presidency or whatever if you're gay. Like people are not as accepting as they should be, especially nowadays. We're part of the Trump administration was just running on how bad gay people are to some degree. I mean, getting rid of DEI literally just protections for fucking like gay people and shit, you know. So
made that decision. He wrote about it on the 16th, with the decision being made on the 26th. Now, upon seeing this clip, Destiny challenged Mike to another debate regarding his conspiracy.
I said, hey buddy, want to talk about Iowa? About exactly what? The story there is relatively boring. I said about conspiracies. You said you wanted to talk. He said, I don't think I've trafficked in any conspiracies other than to point out the media narrative being formed around an obviously disputed result. And then I said, we can talk about Pete's gayness as well. And Mike said, why would we talk about that? So then I linked Mike this clip right here.
Never mind. I'm not even gonna say.
I think that Super Duper, I do hate you.
I'm LGBTQ as well, and Pete's dog shit. He literally has less than 10% LGBTQ support.
Yeah, LGBTQ hates him, idiot.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Super.
They hate him because they see what he is. He's a conservative.
Ooh.
He's a conservative, ashamed of being gay.
So that's what I wanted to talk to Mike about. and he didn't respond to that at all. So he left me on read on both of his clips because nobody has the actual fucking spine to support any of the shit that they say when they're preaching to the fucking choir, because all they do is get on here and peddle their bullshit ass conspiracy theories, and when somebody tries to hold them to task on it, they run the fuck away because they know that they're indefensible.
Many online would criticize Mike for this, since this sounds like a conspiracy Alex Jones would have, and not something that would be said by
I mean, it's not that crazy of a conspiracy to be like Alex Jones X, but it is just a stupid thing to say.
Progressive leftist.
Especially since, like, Pete Buttigieg looks gay, so he sounds gay. You could hear it in the voice. There's nothing wrong with that, but, like, most of the gay people, every gay person I know personally, they got a gay voice. The only gay guy I can think off the top of my head that doesn't have a gay voice is Noel Diaz. Is that his name, right? Is it Diaz? Whatever. That like really like ripped bodybuilder guy. Everybody else that's gay that I've met has that voice. So
Destiny and Mike would do one more debate the following month, though nothing of note really occurs here. The two would never directly interact again, though Destiny has taken many shots at Mike over the years. This has caused a grudge match that persists to this day, and we'll get to that later on in this video. Destiny isn't the only sexual degenerate Mike is beefed with. There's also Vosh.
See, this is an example of the kind of structure that...
I feel like they're all sexual degenerates. Isn't that like the whole online atmosphere? It's crazy.
That I'm referring to.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not really excluding myself from that. I'm not even like, oh, not me though. I'm not a sexual degenerate. Yeah, it's unfortunately, you know. I just got lucky enough to, you know, get married. I feel like a lot of these guys, they don't do that. You know, I feel like you kind of need somebody to keep your shit together. At least I fuck it though. I can't act like I don't know how to act without like a strong feminine presence in my life. It's just what I need.
Yes, the worst people you know are fighting. Now the original clip was taken down on Streamable for some reason, so we'll have to rely on Destiny's reaction here. By the way, it's been super hard finding the original sources for these clips. Mike doesn't archive much of his streams at all, unlike a lot of other Hasan orbiters.
Yeah, I wonder if that's intentional.
There's no proper VOD archive channel.
Although, you know what, I can't even say that, because like it's like, oh, it must be intentional. Only because like that's just how Twitch works. But I'm sure, or like that's how most streaming services works. I think YouTube's like the only one that really keeps it up forever. It's actually impressive. So that's probably what it is, but I'm sure that they play into it. Like they know that whatever they say is going to kind of disappear, so they don't really care as much to regulate themselves.
Either. Probably because he has no passionate fans at all. Like, Denims has multiple, since she has a lot of simps in her audience for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Listen, here's my thing about that. Here's my thing about, like, Denims, okay? Denims, terrible person. But outside of that, like, looks-wise, I feel like she's like, and I'm an ugly guy, but she's like pretty mid, right? But she has the appeal to her audience is like a bunch of like kind of losers. We'll call them reverse incels. Well, no, they are regular incels. They're just like left-wing incels, right? That are like, oh my God, Denims, I love you so much. As they like, obviously the only thing that they focus on the screen is pretty apparent. It's her beautiful smile. And so she has like this inflated sense of herself where she's like, oh, I'm so attractive, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like being the hottest femboy in jail. You know what I'm saying? And then also, I feel like Frogan, beautiful, by the way, beautiful girl, beautiful. She's so beautiful. Congratulations to Nicholas Diorio for that pull. But part of me feels like maybe part of the reason why she wears the hijab is to try to hide some. Maybe she's self-conscious for what. I don't even know why she'd be self-conscious because she's so beautiful. She's actually not like ugly. I'm just memeing a little bit. And I know it's like, oh, it's a religious thing. It's like, yeah, but I feel like when I was a kid, I used to wear jackets when it was hot out because I wanted to hide my body because I was self-conscious. And I feel like it's the same thing for Frogan. Part of it is, you know, I'm just saying, you know, but attitude aside, Frogan's, I think, more attractive. Okay. You know, I think that she's like, come on. Denims, you know, that's crazy.
Destiny seems to think Mike places DMCA takedowns on various clips of his. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. In an early 2021 stream, Mike is reacting to some random Twitter user's breadtube tier list. He's incredibly pissed that he's at the bottom, and Vosh and Destiny are at the top.
So when I saw this tier list, it's like...
And getting topped by Vosh and Destiny? Crazy work.
Unbearable Mike from PA. Destiny is excellent. I was like, what? And Vouch, I was like, what is this? What is this tier list? And then it went, ping!
Vouch?
Oh, I know why this person hates me. I remembered it. And my great memory kicked in. Top reply. Well, second top reply. The other one is Vouch saying, good list. Interesting. Top reply, I was like, oh, I remember this account. You said it was cringe when I called out Destiny and your own followers owned you, LMAO.
Oh,
802 likes.
That's crazy.
Now, I can tell you something, chat.
That's crazy that he's really excited about the likes that he got.
802 likes, guys. I totally owned him because I got 802 likes.
I don't do this well on my replies, okay? My replies to tweets typically get like 10 to 50 likes, okay?
The reason why this got more engagement, Mike, is because it showed up on your feed because you retweeted your own fucking tweet.
Ooh, I don't even really know what's happening right now. I don't even know what's happening right now.
Guys, look, I ratioed this person. Aren't I cool now? Please accept me. I'm a half-rate political streamer.
Also, I'd like to make an offer to cringe political posts. Xavier Online. If you are 25 years or older, 25 years old or older, I will PayPal you $50. You are a child. And by the way, if this is the way you approach politics, please do not watch my stream. Please do not watch my stream.
Oh yeah, this person's the child. Not the full-grown man who punched a couch out of frustration because his favorite e-girl didn't want to touch him.
So, like, fuck off. And if that's what your politics is, you just stand for a whole bunch of people, you're an asshole.
Damn,
this is such massive irony coming from this guy. His entire image now is standing for Hasan and defending him against his political enemies.
True. All right, so, I'm a young man who never really had any formative social experiences when I was a kid. I was isolated, never had any friends. I don't know how I'm getting a relationship and get married. Okay, here's my thing. Here's the thing. I can kind of identify with that. I'm 35, but I grew up when like N64 and shit started becoming popular. And I always kind of struggled with women, even though I'm not really a bad looking guy. You know, when you compare yourself to shit online, like porn, you think that you're like, oh my God, you're so inadequate and everything. But like I'm a 6'4" dude. I'm pretty big. Like I'm fat, but like I'm pretty like I'm not bad looking. Like I could pull girls. And the thing is, like I never left my house. Like I did leave my house. I went to work, but like I work with a bunch of dudes because we used to clean buses and mechanics, which are usually all guys. So I didn't really have any like, you know, feminine I didn't really talk to girls there. But I would use Tinder back when it was like actually usable. Apparently now it's just full of like OF plugs and stuff. And then I met my wife finally, and like I love her a lot, and everything's great. But she's sitting here telling me, she's like, you know, if you had just gone to bars, you would be getting so many girls. Like you're a big, like attractive guy. You know, I could pull a lot of fat bitches at the bars. You know what I mean? And I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, for real. Like all you really needed to do was like go to bars and girls would probably approach you. Like you're an attractive dude. And then, so I was like, wow, that's crazy. And it's really, I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're like, oh, I can never do X, Y, Z, but it's just, you don't go outside. I'm not saying don't go to a bar necessarily, but maybe just figure out a way to socially interact. Go outside and do something. Maybe a bar, maybe go to like a club. You know what I mean? Like some kind of a hobby, maybe at your job. There's a bunch of different, you kind of like a lot of it's just getting out of your fucking house and talking to people. You know, when you wake up and then you work in an isolated place and then you come home and you just play video games and that's your hobby, like you're not really doing anything. You kind of have to go outside your house and go a little outside of your comfort zone. And then once you go outside your comfort zone, it becomes like less uncomfortable. It becomes more comfortable. So I would say think about doing something like that. Something like that, man, because you're probably not even ugly. You're probably not ugly. You're probably not unattractive. You're probably a little awkward because you don't talk to people. And, you know, you kind of have to go outside and be awkward. And then you'll slowly be less awkward as you learn to talk to people in a less awkward way. So that's my advice to you.
Following this stream, Mike would challenge Vosh to a debate, trying to make him seem like a coward and throwing random insults around.
And then, so anyway, this little rat fuck, and Vouch really is a rat fuck, just so you understand.
I thought he was a horse fuck.
Not only does he doesn't know his ass from the hole in the ground. He's a rat fucker.
Hey, Vosh is not a rat fucker, okay? Don't besmirch his good name. He's a horse fucker.
I'll make it.
I mean, you know what though? If you can fit in a rat, that's not good. So it's probably better to be a rat fucker, no?
Look, you can write this down. I want to fuck a woman as a horse. None of this is a secret. To be clear, you know, cool many jokes have been made about this, but I stand by it. My moral principles are rock solid.
Oh, sorry. He wants to be the horse. A horse who fucks children.
No, dude. Short stack goblins. Stop.
My bad.
Too.
Mike began leaking DMs of Vosh, which just made him look like a bitch. A lot of it is Mike whining about the hate he gets online. The two would finally debate, and to be honest, Vosh fucking destroyed him. Mike resorts to violent threats and tries to body shame Vosh, which
Damn, body shaming? You can't be doing that. That's so terrible.
results in a verbal beatdown.
You came in here and postured and tried to threaten me.
Threaten?
And I laughed in your fucking fat face.
Threaten you?
Oh, my fat face. A jog around your apartment building would knock you out. I would push you over with a feather.
What are you... Wait. Unironically, what are you talking about right now?
A feather?
This
guy's making me so wet. This guy's so hot. He's making me so wet talking about how, you know, like, he's just such a cool, hot guy.
Do you
pussy is fucking quivering right now.
How did I threaten you? What?
You literally said, where do you live? I'm going to come and get you.
I said, you were being weird about sexual harassment, and then I said, where are you at? Maybe we could come over. Like, it was like a joke, like a flirty, but you were the one who unironically talked about being able to beat me up. Are you trying to, like, do the keyboard warrior reverse psychology on me?
What? No,
you just did it. You postured again. How tall are you? How much do you weigh? I actually want to get the stats down. Hold on. Can we get like a height comparison? You looked at...
What the hell's going on? Are these guys like fucking... Are these guys comparing how they could beat each other up? What the hell's happening?
About 6-7 inches shorter than Bad Bunny in that clip. Let me see if I can...
Damn.
Oh my god. Wait,
Let me see if I can...
Wait, what do you think that clip was, since you're holding on to it?
Embarrassing?
Like,
Dude, how the fuck take it down?
I don't know.
What was it?
Wait, how tall are you?
How?
Wait, you want to fight me? I just want to get the stats down. Come on, what are the...
I'm 1 inch taller than Destiny, which should be enough for you, right? That'll make you more servile,
well, I don't even know how tall Destiny is. It ranges from 5'2" to 5'7", depending on who's talking. So wait, are you like 5'3"? Are you 5'8"?
Holy fucking shit, dude. Listen to yourself.
Dude, this is like the weirdest, cringiest, most insecure clip I've ever seen in my entire life here. What is this?
Oh, wait, you're the one who talked about fighting me. I'm just trying to get the stats down. Wait, how much do you weigh?
Listen to yourself.
What weight class are you in? Hold on.
God, this should have been the main event at Creator Clash 3. Just two politically brain-rotted tough guys seeing who's the bigger loser. Now much of this debate is about Mike's use of the term sewer socialist, which refers to a 20th century political movement from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Vosh believes Mike is using the wrong definition of it to justify a solution to the issue of a brain drain. This makes the conversation heated, and Mike has a meltdown.
They're talking about like brain drain immigration, where like if a country only takes like the best, quote unquote, from a society, it leaves that society without the ability to kind of advance itself.
You solve it through sewer socialism. This is another thing you don't know what it is, probably.
Just answer.
I have no idea what the fuck sewer socialism is, because that just sounds so cringe. What?
How do you solve it?
Sewer socialism. So you focus on creating the best possible public services. You fund education, and you provide an opportunity for people to maximize their potentialities. You can't control everything by a top-down privatization, TIF-based model.
So wait, you didn't answer the question. So
I did.
You don't know what brain drain is. That's okay. I'll explain it to you. Brain drain is when all the people who get degrees in your city.
This is why you're
no. It's okay. You can learn. Mike.
Yeah, they go somewhere else, right? So in general, it's an interesting concept. In general, regardless of the society. There are smart people and there are stupid people. And then there's also people that have high potential and there's people that have low potential. And what potential is depends on the society. Right. So like back in the day when we were, fighting for territory actively, people who were bigger and more muscular, they were obviously somebody that was more needed. Nowadays, higher potential is going to be people that are like tech guys, where back then they probably just like fucking, I don't know, they were cringe. And so brain drain is taking like the best people in a society that have seen most of their potential and moving them out of that area. It could be a state, it could be a county, it could be another country. And it leaves that area unable to kind of fend for itself or advance itself. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm obviously not going to be one of the advancers of society. So you kind of rely on other people, and then you make up like the difference, right? So there might be some advancer of society who creates like a new thing, but then like a truck driver, like the lifeblood, somebody who they do a job, which is actually, it's fucking difficult, especially if you don't see your family every day. They're not necessarily the advances of society, but they still are like the lifeblood of it, right? So these are kind of the concepts of that.
Posture!
Mike,
what's a tiff?
Mike, this is a learning opportunity. That's okay. Hold on.
You don't know anything about politics. It's embarrassing. I'm talking to you.
No, it's okay, Mike. No, we're almost here, okay? So brain drain is when people who get like college degrees in your city.
Politics. It's embarrassing.
No, it's okay.
You're
We're almost there. We're almost there.
And thousands of people listen to you.
Mike, wait, hold on. Hundreds of thousands.
Vosh would soon hang up on him, and Mike went on to rant about the debate on Twitter. He was pretty much blocking anyone that slightly, even jokingly, disagreed with him. So yet again, Mike got laughed off. He was shown to be a hot-headed idiot, who lost the debates with Sex Pessany and Vosh the horse-fucking pedophile.
Ooh, I don't know if he's a pedophile, but he seems to enjoy lolly, which is certainly a little suspicious, no?
Some point in our lives been going fucking crazy on some hentai site, and we've been fucking stroking as hard and fast as we can, and then after we nut, we go back, look over our history chat, and we go like, oh jeez.
That's so crazy, because this is just so wild. He's sitting here talking about how like he's in such a goblin state, a goblin gooner state, that he like jerked off to lolly on accident, and he went back, he was like, oh man, I didn't realize that was lolly. And it's like, dude, I did. No, it's just like, what are you talking about, bro?
Oh boy, some of these girls looked pretty young. Okay, I don't give a fuck.
Yo, you're jerking off the girls, dude. What are you talking about? You got to do it to the fucking monster girls and shit. I wouldn't call them girls; they're monsters. You know what I mean? Like those crazy, like you got your the snake girls and the arachnids. You're sleeping. If you're jerking off the regular people hentai, what are you doing? You got to get on that arachnid grind, right? You got to get on the arachnid girls and all that wild ass shit, man. That's what you got to do. I'm just saying, dude.
Since Mike was on bad terms with Bad Bunny and was despised amongst Destiny and Vosh's communities, he needed a new connection to help with his online career. Hasan Piker.
I've not heard of Mike. It's good to meet you though.
Good to meet you. How you doing? Okay, so I wanted to have both of you guys on because one, I've seen.
Well, it's probably because Hasan wants to like create an orbit, which makes sense. Like everybody has an orbit, and generally smaller creators get sucked into it. Like let's be real right now. I'm in. Like obviously I'm in the H3 orbit. Okay. Now do I need that orbit to survive? Actually, I don't think so. That fucking certainly helps, though. I'll tell you that much. Holy fuck. So,
some of your forecasts. I don't know what the fuck any of that means, Chaz.
Personally, I think
you'll always gravitate towards something people like to see in you. I've been fortunate enough to have like multiple, like, I guess you'd say hot topics that people want to listen to me and talk when I talk about. Some of them are like longer lasting, like H3 stuff or boogie stuff. Some of them are shorter spanning that like do really well in like one-offs,
Mike uses connection to Bad Bunny to integrate himself into Hasan's orbits, which failed at first. Hasan initially saw Mike as a very cringeworthy individual, a take many could get behind.
I think I'm getting your attention. I feel like I touched like a vampire touching a boy.
Do I have orbiters? No, I don't think so.
Can I help you?
Well, I think they want to go in.
Okay.
Yeah, when my merch drops.
Should I close it? That's fine. So if a guy
Stop! Don't send that to me. This is like the girl and her moderator in the car levels of cringe.
True.
How did this not make it the NIMS How did this not make it the NIMS Cringe of the Year compilation?
And this isn't the only time Hasan has mocked Mike from PA, as there's also the Project Veritas incident. Project Veritas is a far-right activist group known for filming deceptive videos to make their targets look as bad as possible.
True. You know what's so crazy is that like there is like an unironic shift right now where like these kind of online, we'll say edgier communities, which is like what Rob belongs to, and like me too, honestly. Like I would say I'm more of the left leaning, more, you know, whatever. Probably the least edgy creator online, where they're like actually politically left now. Like it's actually kind of funny.
At some political convention, Mike was hovering around AOC, working up the courage.
Because if he wasn't more left-leaning, he wouldn't have identified Project Veritas as like a far-right organization, which is it is. They're just fucking like losers.
To talk to her. He was met by a Project Veritas worker in a BLM shirt, who asked Mike to introduce him to AOC, which he obliged. Actually, I don't need to explain the rest of the story because Mike told it himself.
Mike didn't know this guy was with Project Veritas and introduced him to AOC? Wait, really? All right.
That's fucking embarrassing, man. Crazy.
It's fair to say that I gave the guy the opportunity to get in there because I was talking to AOC, and then I had told him in the elevator after
he saw a black guy. He's like, we gotta get her to talk to AOC. We gotta get him to talk to AOC. Oh my god, this is a great moment.
I'm done. You can try to swoop in for the photo.
You know how 2020 was. A lot of people were hitting that V signal, baby. Virtue signal.
So I gave him advice on how to get this selfie.
Project Veritas was secretly filming people. Oh yeah, that sounds about right. Well, that were they that popular back then?
Because he lied to me.
My favorite part is that during the Project Veritas clip, you can see Mike in the background absolutely seething, though Mike soon claimed they cut out part where he called the guy a scumbag. Hasan was not happy about.
Well, I mean, it kind of sucks though, because AOC definitely isn't gonna trust him anymore.
The situation, and made fun of Mike numerous times.
And we shifted to a reality where chatters don't blame me for Project Veritas. It was a funny story and they botched it. I didn't introduce them to AOC fucking chat. Nope, don't believe it. We shifted into that reality already. Mike from PA, I can't believe you fucking introduced AOC to a Project Veritas guy.
Damn.
I love that video, dude. Mike from PA in the background going. Oh, it's so funny. It's such a beautiful video.
Nowadays, Hasan has no ill will towards Mike, viewing him as one of his many loyal orbiters who will adamantly defend him no matter what. These people dick suck Hasan. They view him as the de facto leader of their political faction. They treat going after Hasan as a direct attack on their political beliefs, no matter what the criticisms of him are. But while researching for this video, I have to ask, how genuine is this? Does Mike actually hold these political beliefs, or is he a grifter? Now, I don't use the term grifter loosely. There's loads of people I've covered that I don't think are grifters, even Denims or Noah Samson, but I theorize that Mike is, and I present my case now. First of all, you already know that Mike started off as a Republican, and only switched parties to run for an election on his mother's behalf. He then slowly assimilated himself into leftist spaces, and began interacting with anyone who can get him clout. Becoming a Hasan waiting room streamer was the final outcome, being in a comfy position if an echo chamber audience don't question him at all.
I don't know enough about Mike from PA, but I don't know if he's actually a grifter. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say he's a grifter. I think that there are a lot of people online, regardless of whether it's the left or the right, that just want to be really hateful of other people. And they want to feel justified in their hatred, and they want to feel like it's a hatred that they could safely engage with. So that's it, right? That's why there is a big rise of anti-Semitism. And I want to be clear, I understand that there are reasonable criticisms of Israel. But that's why there is a rise in anti-Semitism, because they feel like they can be safely do that on the left. Obviously, same thing on the right. That's what it is. And I think that Mike is that person who just fundamentally just wants to feel hateful of something. He wants to feel justified in that hatred of something. And like that's why he sticks with Hasan, as somebody who plays into that, like allows that in his chat and in his community. He doesn't disavow any like actual hatred of people at all. So
if that's not convincing enough for you, let me present you with more evidence. In a December 2019 episode of the Raj Royale podcast, Mike gets called out as a commie grifter.
Wait, Mike, if you're not a tanky, then why do you have the tanky emote? Or is that just grifting?
Making fun of you dumb fuck centrists who can't tell the difference between...
Pivoting. Wait, isn't that what PewDiePie does? Why do we hold PewDiePie accountable for what he does when he uses like the literal Soviet fucking font and everything and all the Soviet fucking colors?
Soviet font?
Yeah,
they spoke Russian.
You have the Soviet font. You use red and yellow as the coloration on your.
Twitch
Red
channel.
is literally the color of mainstream labor movement on the left. You're dumb. You're too fucking stupid.
Wait, so red combined with the Soviet Union font has nothing to do with each other?
It's very clear he wants to use similar imagery used by communists, without having to present himself as such, since he doesn't actually share the same beliefs.
Well, I mean, like, if I were to Google, so let's Google Soviet font, do you think that the stuff that I would find would look pretty similar to what's on your site?
I have...
You don't know? You just randomly just... Wait, I'm curious.
What does that mean? Soviet font! Listen,
These are like the weirdest fucking debates I've ever seen.
Well, you can Google it if you need to, Mike. I know that you want to just ask questions because you can't. So, how did you choose the font and everything for your Twitch page?
it's a socialist font because I.
Oh, it's just a social. So what other socialist movements today around the world use this font that people would associate it with?
It's called Future Socialism. It's a fucking font that was made very recently. Like what? So what's the tanky font? Democratic Socialist, Social Democrat.
Probably a sword and a shield. That's a little RP. That's a little bit of an MMO, a little RPG joke for you guys.
Democrats are not tankies, you stupid fucks.
I never said social democracy.
Creek, let him swear. Let him swear.
The conversations derailed from there, with Mike struggling to give a definition for a Marxist-Leninist.
Yeah.
Let me make an accusation that's relevant to the
question. Oh, he's not going to answer the question.
Which is the grifter thing.
Oh, no.
There it is.
Pivoting Mike. Here's the difference between me and Mindwaves. Mindwaves comes on, he cries about his brand. And he's never done a fucking thing to organize for the left.
You even agree that everybody on Twitch cares about their brand. It's not. You can't use caring about your brand as like try to accuse me of like grifting, Mike. Okay.
Would be Mindwaves, which is why when he's talking to me one-on-one, he's practically on his knees. But now that he has Destiny and a whole bunch of other people to try to back him up, cowardly Mindwaves.
Look at him pivot. Look at Mike pivot away.
Jump behind. That's why you're fucking grifter. Now me,
let the record show. Mike didn't answer any questions.
I have done the things, and then
I have no idea who Mindwaves is. Is that a person? I don't know. I have no idea who these people are. I'm really happy I don't too. That's the good thing. Well, I know some of these people are. Obviously, I know like Destinies and stuff. I guess Mike from PA at this point. But I'm pretty happy about not being super educated about this shit.
Not only that,
Mike still didn't answer what Marxist-Leninism is, by the way. Just reminding you that. Go ahead.
I don't know what that is either, man. It seems okay.
September 2021, there was a campaign
What is Marxist-Leninism? What the fuck? What I mean, I imagine it's some kind of socialism thing, some kind of a communism thing, but like, you know, what the fuck?
Called A Day Off Twitch, in which various streamers
That's something that like we really need to know.
boycotted Twitch in order to protest an influx of bots on the platform.
Crazy.
These bots were spamming racist, sexist, homophobic, and overall just general toxic messages.
That's so mean, dude. I hate racism, guys. I hate racism, guys. It's so it's just so bad.
Mostly everyone obliged. Well, except for Mike, who decided to not only stream, but stream for much longer than usual.
That's kind of a smart strategy, bro. Union busted on that one.
He very clearly did this to capitalize off the fact that Hasan wasn't streaming that day, taking in all those viewers. He'd get called out for scabbing, which is when a person works while the fellow employees are striking. What's incredibly ironic about this is that Mike himself has called out scabbers.
From every union pipe.
I mean, that's a smart tactic to do, but you can't be a morally virtuous, like, you can't claim to be a morally virtuous person if you're going to do that. You have to be like, XQC could pull that off because he just doesn't give a fuck. But you can't be Mike from PA, pretend to be this big socialist guy, and then when everybody's boycotting the platform because of bots, uncontrollable bots, be like, I'm gonna go stream for the day. It's kind of shitty.
Pilot. If they find out you're on,
like, it really doesn't matter, but that's just another, like, that's just gonna be a reason why people don't respect him in whatever community.
on this list, they will do everything they can to hurt you and your career.
Crazy.
To exclude you from every social function. To prevent sharing a cockpit with you. To prevent working with you.
When confronted over this, Mike says that the Twitch strike was not actually economic action, even though it stopped Twitch from making money. After the backlash, Mike did show regret to not joining the strike, doing an interview several days later.
But I also,
of course, because people made fun of him for it,
know that the cause is incredibly important, which is why I brought you on, because
if you thought the cause is important, why would you betray the cause? Jeez, this guy's so fucking spineless.
I streamed on Wednesday, and I thought about it as I thought about it. I realized that even though I wasn't part of the decision to like tell me when not to work, it's still more important to do stuff collectively and support moves like this in the future.
Cool.
And I know that there's a lot of people that have contractual obligations who couldn't stream, or people that, you know, like me, that rely on this to live. But that's not a good enough reason to me, honestly.
Dude, he betrayed a bunch of people, and he's trying to make it seem like he did it because he's a morally, like, because he's just trying to virtue signal over the mistake he made. I had to do it. I had to do this. And I realized it's not a good excuse, that I would have literally died if I didn't do it. All right, man.
Need to be working more collectively.
This situation in particular is why I think Mike from PA is a grifter. He pretends to have certain beliefs, but doesn't abide by them when it affects him financially. But hey, it must work for him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be.
I mean, I guess it depends on what he said, like, while he was streaming. Was he like, listen, I can't not stream, I need the money. Like, I can't do it. Like, I wish I could, but I couldn't. If he said, I don't know if he ever said that, then you could probably give him like a pass. But again, this is so long ago, who really gives a fuck?
Slurping on Hasan's Turkish chode so much. I've seen so many tweets of this guy simping after him. He's not a debate bro, he's a persuader, a leader and a mentor, great representative of the left. That's why so many people are loyal to him, because he is loyal to us and what is right. He is by far and away the nicest larger creator. He also has an incredibly thick skin, so if you disagree with him in a constructive way, he doesn't have a meltdown, unlike the Young Turks. I'm one of the top streamers in the world, and make hundreds of thousands of dollars in a year from streaming.
Damn. Wait, so then he didn't need to do it. What the fuck?
I'm sorry, my successful small business is triggering you.
Damn. Wait, I thought he said that he couldn't do the strike because he needed the money. But if you have that much money, it would have made sense to engage with the cause.
Collaborate with Hasan because it's good for my career.
Oh, yeah. I mean, actually, I think that this video might have convinced me this guy's a legit grifter. Okay.
And I'm an ideological ally.
Guys, remember, thick skin doesn't exist according to Dr. whatever the fuck his name is.
Hope this helps.
Jesus, they attack so fast.
In May 2024, while reacting to a Destiny clip, Mike made the following statement.
I dealt with kids like this all the time in high school, and as an adult, you have to at some point respond, but keeping it to saying shit about character and not physically is great. I mean, listen, all I'm saying is on site, you know, we all have different ways that we react, you know? So I would like him to come to TwitchCon and we'll see what happens. I have enough, I can afford all the lawyers.
Now, obviously, Mike is implying that he beat up Destiny if he showed up to TwitchCon.
Yeah, well, nothing screams that you're a tough guy, like you constantly saying that you can beat everybody up all the time. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
As established before, Mike likes to soft-handedly threaten violence. He won't ever follow through with these statements because he's a fake tough guy. He's probably the most non-threatening.
Even if he did follow through with the statements, it's still super cringe. Like, it's still you're like a fake tough guy. It's like that one we watched, that like gay red pill guy who was like really muscular, and he's like, "Oh, I'll fight you," blah 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 blah. But it's like all fake tough guy shit. That's all it is. It doesn't matter if you can beat somebody up. But like, for what? Because you guys have a difference in opinion, like over something so stupid.
Threatening guy I've ever seen. I bet bro's like 5'5" and weighs 200 pounds.
Damn,
it looks really
dude, stop body shaming him, bro. Come on.
Easy to steal the guy's lunch money. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh.
Destiny would
okay.
Tweet in response. Ditch the lawyer and get a personal trainer, you grotesque gremlin.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
God, that poor couch. Mike's gonna need a lawyer just for all these couches he's abusing. A week later...
Same, man, but I don't break my... I sit down nicely now. I used to plop when I was young. Now I just fucking blast my load all over him, you know what I'm saying?
Mike
you know what I mean, dude? Like a fucking absolute champion.
Additional backlash for making some questionable statements regarding Estonians.
Christianity united all those who were at the bottom. And it was so insidious, it spread so widely, spreading the idea of the equality of men and being judged by your actions and your beliefs. It was radically egalitarian. It didn't conquer. Ghost of Toller, thank you for the tier 1. Unless you're like, you know, unless you're, you know, one of the fucking horse meat eating slop fuckers of, you know, Estonia or something.
What the fuck?
Thing. But other than Estonia, Christianity, for the most part, did...
Guys, that's bad, by the way. That's a very bad thing to say. Yeah, I just want to make sure YouTube doesn't, like, yell at me.
Not conquer. Hasan or
they've been on like something's going on with most of the social media platforms where they're like overly policing right now. So
orbiters loving Stalin and being anti-Estonian and anti-bait racist, thinking that Stalin is the opposite of Hitler, who civilized the Baltic savages, that they keep your low 50%. I mean, it is just objectively true that the Soviet Union raised you guys to sentience.
So basically, he's justifying Soviet imperialism, but he won't.
Bro, it's really what it really is that this is the Hasan shot. You have to understand, like, people really don't understand how much like hilarious damage the America deserved 9/11 statement was from Hasan, because after he did that, he got a ton of hate, but he got a ton of attention, and now every single one of his orbiters are desperate to look for that. That's what the Frogan PTSD clip is. That's what the Estonians are savages clip is for him, which is fucking insane, obviously wrong. That's what it is. These people are desperately trying to farm attention on Twitter with hot takes. That's all it is. When people do stuff like that, when they try to farm hot takes that are intentionally out of context, and like, actually, you don't really understand, they're doing that because they want attention. That's all it is. These people are pathetic. They can't exist without desperately farming hot takes on the internet, because there's no value to them outside of that. There's no entertainment value other than, oh, this guy will say something pretty edgy on a computer. Whoa, that's crazy.
Outright say it because it'll make him look like a hypocrite. He's dehumanizing an entire group of people to signal to others how much of a tanky he is. Now, Mike's biggest controversy to date comes from his November 8th stream, where he places a $100,000 bounty on Destiny.
Whoa.
They're not even running. They're not even like cowering and running away and screaming in fear. There's like, okay, well, they did it. We got our shots. Okay, is this guy done? Oh, shit. Well, okay.
What the hell is he talking about?
Well, we brought the
It's
wife.
called shock, you fucking idiot. It's called shock. Anything that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
This is a death threat. He is offering money to anyone willing to kill Destiny.
Like I said, it's desperate for that. It's desperate for that clip attention. That's all it is. Desperate for it. He knows nobody's going to actually take it, but he gets to get some social media clout from it.
This happened around the time Hasan and many of the other streamers in his circle were getting called out on their radical rhetoric, questioning Twitch's inconsistency when it comes to bans. One streamer being Denums, who made a similar comment about Grums in May.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger. Okay, you have to do both. All right? Because then it's a win-win for me.
Crazy.
I get more breast, and I don't have to see that moron on my timeline anymore.
A common misconception was that the statement is directed towards Asmongold, and according to him, the FBI contacted him regarding it.
I saw a clip of a streamer doing a 30K bounty on you, didn't get banned. Yeah, but she did that. She was joking around, and also, I'll say it.
It's probably not something that you should joke around about, but I understand what he's saying.
The FBI actually contacted me about that, and I talked to the FBI, and I chose not to pursue any charges or any problems with it. But yeah, I chose not to do it. The reason why I chose not to do it is because I rewatched the clip, and she clearly was not talking about me.
Grums claimed that he won't be so sparing, but he's not.
Damn, that's fucking. That's crazy. She really could have got herself fucked over for that. Like, if Jesus, I feel like he should have pressed. I feel like Asmongold should have pressed charges on her, just because people are way too comfortable being like too edgy on the internet, like constantly like, oh, you should go, like they're making jokes about how some people should go kill another person. It's insane. Like, Asmongold should have pushed hard into her. Even if he wasn't the one that was at target, he should have been like, yeah, I want to press charges on her. Because these people are getting away with, like, insane... Like, there's no standard. They just get more and more radicalized. And Twitch doesn't do anything about any of these people. Because they show favoritism towards people who make more money, who have certain, like, political ideologies. So he totally should have pushed, like, hard into that, in my opinion.
A very trustworthy individual. Asmongold would end up talking about Mike's threat on stream, clearly flabbergasted that he hasn't gotten banned yet.
I don't even... what's this? Asmongold worth 30K, Destiny worth 100K, Asmon fans in shambles. Roach, what the fuck? Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, now they definitely need to ban this guy.
He would end up threatening to interview Dan Saltzman on stream if Twitch didn't do something about it. Dan Saltzman, for those who don't know, tried leading a mass email campaign targeting Twitch's sponsors to get them to leave the platform.
If Twitch doesn't ban this for this happening, I will bring on Dan from like Destiny's show, and we will go through all of the things together on stream and all of the different things that have happened. Yep. Not Dan from Twitch, Dan from Destiny. If they do not ban for this.
Mike would respond by soft-handedly threatening to DMCA Asman.
And I just want to say that.
Why would he really care?
This. I straight up don't consent to any insults, any watching of my content. If you watch any of my content, you don't have a license, I will DMCA you. That is what I'm going to say.
That's actually so funny that a Hasan orbiter whose entire career is to watch other people's content with probably very little reaction is so butthurt about something that they've decided that all their content is now a license. That they can't use it or he'll try to sue them. Like, that's so pathetic.
Any kind of bad faith interpretations of what I'm saying, any attempt to make me seem to be saying something I don't believe or don't say, is absolutely not allowed.
Whoa. Guys, you are fully allowed to just treat me like a piece of shit. I do not care. I really don't care. It means nothing to me.
I don't give you any consent to review my content.
Guys, I give you all the consent to review my content.
Any consent to defame me.
So if this video goes down for any particular reason, just blame this greaseball. Mike would end up getting banned, though it was only for a few days. He then jokes, "I deserve the ban, to be honest. The joke wasn't funny." His fans are justifying it in the comments, though he had to hide a reply that linked to the infamous Bad Bunny clip. As discussed in other videos of mine, Hasan and his orbiters have a history of making death threats.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Elon Musk, I will kill you to death with a knife and a gun and a bomb and a nuke. Parody, 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 parody.
30K to anyone who...
Honestly, this is probably like the worst one here. I don't really... The Hasan one, I still don't care about that much. I mean, he shouldn't have said it. You can interpret it as like a dog whistle to kill Rick Scott, but which you shouldn't do, by the way. But Rick Scott did like defraud Medicare a lot, or Medicaid, whatever it was. So I'm not exactly shitting my pants over it.
will make this dipshit disappear.
Can somebody just... Like, it'll just be so easy.
Who the hell is this guy? I don't even know. That's got to be the meme. Like, who is this guy? Like, what the hell?
It will solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point.
That's so based, not really.
We would have socialism at this point.
If Destiny wasn't alive, we'd have socialism. That's so smart, dude. You're such a smart guy.
If someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
How are none of these people bad?
Guys, if you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
We have direct geographical, physical access to the politicians, the propagandists, the weapons companies, and the supply chains. If we want this genocide to stop, it's time to escalate. That's all I'm saying.
One face of backlash for these remarks. These creators have a few defenses lined up. Mainly, they'll use plausible deniability, trying to either downplay what they said or straight up refer to it as a joke. Even if these are jokes, they're super unfunny.
I can't say that artist things that silly.
They're being directed towards people that they absolutely despise. Oh, and in that last clip I showed from Noah, he straight out took it out of the video, which is why I had to show it from Lonerbox's reaction. I'd honestly have more respect for these people if they were just honest about their intentions, but they never are. They clearly use death threats as a crutch when they struggle to make legitimate criticism of people, and these people they're going after tend to be downright despicable. But what does threatening them accomplish? It makes Hasan's orbit look like insane freaks, which I mean, they are. It's
true.
The worst thing you can do optically. Mike, you're giving Destiny an easy out when you place a bounty on his head. Another problem I have with this is how safe edgy these guys are. They make these violent threats and constantly say horrible shit online, and then cry when they get a slight bit of hate back. I've seen these people take Sam Hyde's call out of Hasan seriously, as if they don't state things far worse in a more serious context. You were not tough guys, you are snivelly cowards who hide behind empty threats.
I'm a tough guy. Do I seem tough?
Order to intimidate those who were able to look past their manipulation tactics. Mike, you should be using that 100k to go on Ozempic.
Damn, dude, that's fucking crazy. Hey, listen, I'm a Manjaro, dude. It's pretty based, so I don't know.
On January 31st, 2025, Ethan Klein would release his long-awaited content nuke on Hasan Piker. The video quickly garnered attention, with Hasan soon responding to it on stream, though he never actually watched the full thing live, which many took as cowardly, though he attempted to shift
Well, yeah, because he's a fucking coward.
the narrative and make Ethan seem like a coward, as the latter didn't want to debate Hasan unless the full video was watched. Some of Hasan's orbiters would take this opportunity to watch the content nuke instead, drawing in way more viewers than usual. Denims herself bragged
Same.
about 45,000 people watching her reaction live.
Well, she wasn't even really reacting. She was just like legitimately watching it. That's what she was doing.
And you know what? Good for her. Make that bag queen. But despite Mike's history of clout reaching, he did not watch the video live, which I'm surprised by. He instead fired off various tweets where he attempted to paint Ethan Klein as a Destiny fan. I can't believe that Ethan waited until there was a major video covering the accusations against Destiny to drop his Hasan nuke, with old out-of-context clips directly sourced from DGG.
Are we talking about the Ryan Beard video? Just so these guys know, like, Ryan Beard hates all of them. You know, I mean, I don't know why these guys are pretending that, like, but okay, whatever.
It's actually incredible that he's trying to cover up Destiny's sex crimes with this bullshit. What Mike is referring to here is Ryan Beard's video on Destiny, which
a based alert here
came out the same week. Mike is trying to claim that Ethan maliciously released his video that week to cover up for Destiny. This is absolutely not true at all, as Ryan later stated. Just wanted to clarify, my video is not an attempt to take attention away from H3's content nuke or anything dumb like that. I think both Destiny and Hasan deserve criticism, although I do think Destiny is a much worse person. I just thought it would be interesting.
That's a good. I don't know if I'd believe that. I don't know if I believe that. I think Destiny's done much worse things, but I think I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased. I mean, I don't like either of them, but I don't know, man.
To have two content nukes about the two biggest political streamers released at the same time, which is why I use that title. So no hate to H3 whatsoever. I recommend you go watch both content nukes, then come to your own conclusions about both Destiny and Hasan. Ryan himself.
That was a great week for GDM, dude, getting that money.
Said he purposely released this video around the same time just for fun. Mike knows this, as he actually hid replies mentioning this fact. Another lie Mike spread is that this now infamous couch photo was photoshopped by GGG.
Damn. I don't know, man. Sometimes you just got a bad angle going.
Actually, Mike from PA, the dude that's stuck in the before image of a transformation story, did receive
oh my god.
A 3-day ban.
This man put a bounty on a fellow streamer's head. This man should not be getting a 3-day suspension. He should be getting a knock on his door from the FBI.
True.
It's incredible to see a multi-millionaire on Ozempic, like Ethan Klein, use photoshopped pictures from a sex criminal's fanbase, Destiny, to call someone else fat. Dude, you were a
Bro, I don't understand. Like, why is Ozempic so bad? Like, why do people get the Ozempic hate? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that, bro. I think it's fine. The fuck?
Chunky boy yourself, before you bought yourself some temporary weight loss. Holy shit, this is funny. But as it turns out, this image is not photoshopped. It's from a December 2023 KCTron livestream.
Wait, what are you guys saying to me?
She do be troning.
Wait, it's actually live now. We're actually live now. It's not commercials
What a waste that her cleavage wasn't. Okay, I gotta.
now. But the camera is like pulsating. Will you turn off that autofocus?
God, these two are a match made
LOL exposed?
in heaven. I joke about a possible marriage, but just the thought of them having offspring makes me wish I was that couch.
I feel like you're doing Casey trying a disservice by saying that she would have to settle for this fucking guy.
This tweet is what made me want to make this video. The sheer fact that he'd lie about something this blatant is so malicious. Mike is flat out lying.
I don't even know if it's malicious anymore. It's just like so normal to lie so much now. People just accept lies. They're just like, yeah, that lie's true just because they want to. It feels fucking crazy to be alive right now.
Not only to discredit Ethan, but to protect his fragile ego of being seen as a 40-year-old schlubby, greasy stoner who relies on Hasan to make money. Mike, just own being fat. Look at Papa Gut.
What the fuck? Sorry, that was inappropriate. I yelled a little too loud on that one. Bro, what the fuck, dude?
He is fat, but he is proud of his girth, which is why he's the king of the fat people. Sorry,
Bro, come on.
Nicholas Diorio.
Bro, listen, stop. Okay? I'm not that fat, dude. Come on, give me a break. Give me a break, dude. Bro, I'm not that fat. Okay? Stop making fun of me. Okay, look. I'm not that fat, dude. Come on, look. I'm really not that fat. Okay? I know I'm fat. But I'm not that fat. Look at me. Look at me. Leave me alone. Stop bullying me, bro. Stop bullying me. Stop bullying me. Stop bullying me. I'm catching so many strays lately. Ryan Beard, Rob's Media, they're all coming after me, bro.
Oh, I know him as a pretty decent looking dude. Like back in the days, he looked normal. I don't know what happened the past like 5 years.
This is your brain on fucking communism, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This is what happens.
That was funny though. That's always fun.
Did receive a 3D. The funniest part about this is they go, "This is Photoshop. This is what I look like." And then there's video. You can look at the video. It's literally. It's
Wait, he protested that.
He says it's fake. It's photoshopped. And then you pull up the video, and it is literally a screenshot.
Oh boy.
Mike would soon make more tweets trying to directly link Ethan to Destiny, which bleed into conspiracy theory territory. Here
Well, that's their like go-to slur. Like, you're just part of Destiny's community, so that you could just decide that nothing matters.
is irrefutable proof that Ethan Klein is directly coordinating his messages against Hasan with Destiny, accused sex criminal, and his community. Ethan pulls directly a top post from Destiny's subreddit and posted on his Instagram raw. Look at the timestamps. His proof is that Ethan probably took this image off his subreddit, which really isn't a big deal at all. He stole nearly everything in the video from DJG. In fact, the screen grab he used to call me fat was pulled from a live stream I did with my friend CaseyTron, and photoshopped by that community. It's the original source for almost—
I love how he basically tells you like kind of where to find the proof of the video. You can go verify it, and then he just lies. That's silly.
almost every debunked claim. This is just reality. There is literally no concrete proof that Ethan and Destiny are collaborating, with the only other piece of supposed evidence being this clip Denim showed in one of her videos.
I know it wouldn't look good for Ethan to publicly do anything with you, but if you reach out on private at all, well, privately we chat a ton, of course. Why do you think I've been off stream so much the past week?
Such a dumbass. Obviously, he's trolling.
I'm like scripting these fucking videos. But publicly, I mean, it's difficult to associate with him because Hasan is just going to accuse me of like mind fucking him, basically, right?
If Ethan Klein is willing to lie about all this other stuff, what else is he willing to lie about?
I never fucked Destiny.
Uh-oh.
Denims and our retarded friends—
Hey! You guys gotta stop using that word. It makes me so upset. Like, it makes me cry so badly, dude. It makes me so sad. Stop making me sad, dude. Okay.
who don't know what sarcasm is, or are being willfully ignorant to get an own on Ethan. I'm leaning towards the latter. Ethan is in no way trying to cover up the fact that—
Well, even if Ethan did have sex with Destiny, there's no guarantee it was consensual. I'm being silly, okay? He's not like I don't think he's like a rapist or anything.
Destiny is a degenerate freak who violates women's consent. In fact, he already condemned him as soon as it was appropriate to do so.
It was only yesterday I became aware that Destiny had recorded me while we had sex without my consent.
That is so—
That to me is like the worst.
It's crazy. I wouldn't want people knowing I had sex with Destiny either. That's fucking crazy.
That's like a go to jail type of.
And then sharing it on top of that, it's fucked.
Filming without consent is like
freak.
It's a terrible crime. It's just a terrible crime.
Yeah.
Mike has still not watched the content nuke in full, instead watching Bad Empanada videos. The same guy who helped spread the lie of Ethan's kids eating shit off the floor, which led to someone calling CPS to his house. In response to that, Mike would obfuscate the potential culprit to make Ethan's detractors seem—
Damn. The infamous moment. The infamous lie that started it all. Not started it all, but like that's the lie that destroyed iDubbbz and Ethan's like fucking relationship. iDubbbz refused to acknowledge that they called CPS on his kid. Like it's just like fucking deranged freaks. Isn't that crazy?
less unhinged. Recently, Mike went after AB, aka Starkiller, one of Ethan's employees. He claims that AB was only hired to make Ethan feel good about himself, and
Damn. What does that mean?
is in turn selling out his own people.
I don't care what your personal opinions are. I'm talking about the work you do day in, day out for a living. You are, and this is no exaggeration, literally selling out your own people. That's sad.
That's crazy, bro. Let me tell you, white people are just constantly looking for a reason to be rude to non-white people. This is an example of that. Like, that's all this really is. He's just like wants to feel justified in being hateful of like some group, like, you know, non-white group. It's fucking crazy. Now, me personally, I'm the virtuous white guy, and I realize AB is just a white dude from some other country that I don't know. I probably, what is he fucking? But I don't know, something, you know.
Me personally, I couldn't do it. I would rather move in with a family member and get a minimum wage job than a Rolex to fight for Mossad.
Mossad, dude. Whoa.
AB would respond to this on the H3 podcast, clearly pissed at how Mike is implying he should quit his job for political brownie points.
I'm not gonna fucking get fired. I'm not gonna be sent back to Michigan. I'm not gonna make my wife starve for fucking idiots like you.
Why is he getting so fucking worked up over it? I'm surprised he's getting this worked up, because obviously this Mike guy's like a fucking idiot troll, but he's getting so worked up. It's interesting. I would have expected them to have thicker skin. I mean, Ethan, obviously, well, he seems to. You know, this isn't like a criticism of them. They're not like, he's not a bad guy. I'm not trying to insinuate that, but
assuming your framework that Ethan is this evil boss and everything that you're saying, it's I don't know why this coming, like, I'm getting it every day, but for whatever reason, this goofy ass
he's
fucking
some
white
dumb
dude
fucking
put me
white
over the
bitch
fucking
who's
edge.
Yeah, he's telling you that
it's an easy slam dunk. It's an easy slam dunk. Any of us, like, right now on Twitter, they want to use us to fucking comment on any of our shit because they know we're gonna get ratioed, and they're just milking it because you're not on Twitter. I do not give a fuck. Like, enjoy, but please do not act like you give a fuck about Palestine. Like I said, criticize me, but coming from a fucking white dude saying I'm fucking betraying my people.
Yeah.
It's rich. I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Spoiler. Sorry, Chad.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Ethan and AB would then shit on Mike for using serious political topics as an excuse to.
Mike does seem like the kind of guy that looks like he'd like to get shit on. You know what I mean? Casual poop enjoyer.
Dunk on people he has personal disagreements with.
Right now, there's a war raging that's like worse than it's ever been in Gaza, with Israel going in there militarily, continuing their bombing campaign, with like protests happening in Gaza, and they're taking time to talk about AB. Like, how fucking insignificant is that to actually what's happening? This is their activism. It's crazy.
Yeah. A white man going after a struggling Muslim man is really.
Who's the struggling Muslim man? AB? Like, emotionally struggling, maybe? Oh, yeah.
Boggles. It's rich. Like, what the fuck do you stand for? I'm very confused.
Nothing, dude. That's why he's such a heavy guy. And by the way, same here, you know what I'm saying?
He just wants attention and clout and money.
Pretty much.
And this is how he does it.
And wants to get a one-up on his boss. Like, what? I really.
Yeah.
It truly doesn't.
It just fucking. It makes me want to just.
Uh-oh.
No!
Damn. Now that I've seen this video, I finally understand this joke. Wow. Incredible.
Oh, it's
Did you just? What did you just do?
Did that chair just move?
Did that chair just move?
Did you just punch a chair, AB?
It moved a little bit.
Dude, AB doing that
pissed.
pisses me off so much.
He's pissed. Oh no, no.
Damn, Dan trying to get in on the fun, but he's white. He's not interesting. You know what I mean? Same. I'm not like criticizing him for like people are cool as hell. I think. Obviously, no cooler than other people. But you know, he's trying to get in on that.
Oh, it's an epidemic. Fuck it.
Okay, I got it.
Everybody punch your chair at home, everybody. Stand up, everybody. Stand up. Beat the shit out of your chair.
Mike's main response to the stream was to once again try to connect Ethan to Destiny.
The evidence that I'm unfuckable is clips that Destiny's fans obsessively watched of every stream I was doing with a person I was dating at the time, and created.
They were dating? What?
Clips to claim that I was like approaching her or something.
Mike, I don't believe you were dating Bad Bunny.
Dating? What? That's delusional, man. He fucking wishes they were dating, huh?
Based on the amount of content I've watched with you two, she seems absolutely repulsed by you. This response is just cope. or he's so delusional that he actually believes they had a relationship. Mike from PA is a genuinely
well, I mean, at this point, it's like one of those things where it's been so long he feels confident trying to rewrite history.
Pathetic person. In my opinion, he's an opportunistic grifter who relies on Hasan for clout. He's able to get away with lie after lie after lie because he's found a community immoral enough to believe them without question. He does not give a shit about being wrong, as he lacks integrity, and will flat out hide the truth when presented with it. And I already know what his responses to this video will be. 1. He'll soft-handedly threaten to DMCA the video. 2. He won't watch the full video, and instead watch it through Bad Empanada or something, who will just cut certain parts out to make Mike look better.
I mean, I feel like he wouldn't do that. You know, I think that's more reserved for like Ethan videos. But hey, maybe he will do that. I don't know.
And 3. He'll say I'm a Destiny fan. My arguments are invalid because I got some of my information from him. Mike, just because something came from Destiny does not mean it's automatically wrong. Criticize the arguments themselves and not where they came from. And stop using him as a scapegoat. Stop blaming every instance of hate you get on Destiny. Either take responsibility for your shitty behavior or shut the fuck up. You are letting this man live rent-free in your head. I mean, Mike's guilt by association tactics are way worse than in Praise of Shadows. Mike just uses politics.
I was still going after that guy. It's funny. Give him a break, dude. Give him a break, dude. Obviously, he's cringe, but give him a break.
Politics as justification to say fucked up things about people he has personal grudges with. Alright, it's time for everyone to block Ethan Klein. Mute his name and move forward.
Oh, that's the Tyler Oakley post where he censors out Ethan Klein's name to make it seem like it's a fucking slur. It's so crazy. These people are weirdos.
His haters are unfortunately his best publicists. He's absolutely having a breakdown. If we keep pushing, the problem will solve itself. This does not even deserve a—
Damn. What is Mike from PA doesn't mean that. Like, what he's saying there is we should keep. He's trying to support like continuously bullying Ethan until Ethan like would be motivated to not want to be here anymore. And it's like, if that actually happened, you would have nothing to talk about, bro. So you obviously don't mean that. Also, what would I talk about?
A live stream introduction, because this is dead serious. Those clips of me simming for Bad Bunny a few years ago. Everyone on the internet, Hasan and his orbiters are angry at me. They're blaming me. It's my fault. I want everything about Bad Bunny off the internet. Damn. I'll send in my lawyers, I'll send in my fanboys, I'll send in everything in my power. Get it off the internet. Do you realize something? Let me tell you. If Ethan Klein of the H3 podcast sees those videos that you put on the damn internet, people can mock you for being an incel.
He's doing like the whole fucking Christian script. Jesus Christ.
And you'll have to leave in disgrace. You go get that goddamn stuff off of there and fast.
All right. That's a hell of an ending. That's a good video though.